The winter storm is affecting air travel in many places. FlightAware's Misery Map is tracking delays and cancellations across major airports. The New York City, Boston, and Dallas areas were hit hard by the storm. At one point yesterday, there were more than 11,000 cancellations. Yeah, that is the most in a single day since the COVID pandemic. Let's bring in CBS News White House reporter Olivia Rinaldi. She is live at Virginia's Reagan National Airport. Olivia, good to see you somewhere else, not outside the White House or somewhere in Washington, D.C. Where do cancellations and flights stand right now?
Well, Mugo, I'm not complaining about being inside, and props to Weija for being outside. We're starting to see a lot of travel pick up here at DCA. Just within the last hour, we have started to see flights coming in and landing here and taking off. So that is quite notable, especially the fact that this entire airport was grounded yesterday. No flights came in or out. All flights were canceled, about 800 or so of them. There are still some flight cancellations happening today, but as we just talked about in that weather report, it's mostly in the Northeast. So think about Boston, JFK, all of those airports that are still experiencing some pretty significant weather. And you also mentioned, yes, yesterday was the worst day for flying since the start of the COVID pandemic. About 12,000 flights canceled nationwide. Now that's going to reverberate for the next couple of days across the U.S. We're going to see some more cancellations, some more delays as airlines just try to get everything back in order to pre-snowstorm levels. Even Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said on CNBC today that Wednesday is their target date for all of these flights and normal flight, typical flights to resume starting on Wednesday. Mainly just trying to get all of the pieces in place, trying to get these flights out of the area, especially to all the impacted zones across the U.S.
Olivia, what options do people have if their flights are affected by this? Say their flights get canceled. What can they do?
Yeah, well, a lot of these airlines issued waivers even before the snowstorm started. You know, flights out of Atlanta with Delta, Dallas with American, Chicago with United, all those big hubs were saying, look, we're expecting to be impacted by this. So they were issuing those travel waivers, telling people to rebook. Now, when the airline tells you to rebook, you should do it because they know how impacted their operations are going to be. So they've been telling people to rebook. But, you know, at this point, as we said, Wednesday is really the target date for all of these flights to get back to normal. But it's not just Wednesday. We have to think beyond that because this persistent cold is going to stay with a lot of the country for the next week or so. So think about fuel, refueling these planes. It takes longer to refuel them. They have to de-ice in areas that normally don't have de-icing procedures, like Dallas. Grounds crew that are on the ground who are experiencing this frigid cold, they can't be out there for that long. So even though the snow might be gone and any of the travel waivers related to that snowstorm may be resolved by Wednesday, we may have some consistent delays throughout the week just based on the fact that it is so cold outside and it's hard for these airlines to operate in this frigid weather.
All right, Olivia Rinaldi, thank you so much for your reporting today. And stay with CBS News 24/7 for coverage of this extreme weather storm throughout the day and this hour too.